Picture this. The year is 1712. Europe is in the throes of the Enlightenment, a time of intellectual and philosophical revolution. Our tale unfolds in the 18th century, a period steeped in radical change and bursting at the seams with new ideas. It was an era that saw the old world give way to the new, as the shackles of medieval thought were cast aside and the age of reason dawned. This was Europe in the age of the Enlightenment, a time when scholars challenged the status quo, daring to question the authority of the church and the monarchy. From the coffee houses of Vienna to the salons of Paris, the air was thick with debate and discourse, as philosophers like Voltaire and Rousseau captivated the minds and hearts of people with their revolutionary ideas. And amidst this whirlwind of change, in the heart of Prussia, a baby boy was born into the royal family. His name was Frederick, and his destiny was to become one of the most influential figures of his time. But his journey to greatness was not to be an easy one. Raised in a household where discipline and duty were held above all else, young Frederick's early years were marked by a strict and often harsh upbringing. Yet even as a child, there was something different about Frederick. He was not just a prince, but a lover of the arts and philosophy. He reveled in the music of Bach, the writings of Voltaire, and the ideas of the Enlightenment. These early influences would go on to shape not only the man he would become, but also the king he would be. In this world of change and revolution, a young prince named Frederick is born into the Prussian monarchy, unknowingly destined for greatness. As Frederick grows, so too does his ambition and his hunger for knowledge. This wasn't just the thirst for power, mind you, but a genuine quest for enlightenment. A young king, Frederick II, took the reins of Prussia in 1740, sparking a chapter of transformation for this budding kingdom. The first challenge that Frederick faced was the War of Austrian Succession. This wasn't a mere power tussle, it was a test of his strategic acumen, and boy did he pass it with flying colors. His innovative use of infantry and artillery, combined with his uncanny knack for predicting enemy movements, led Prussia to significant victories. This successful campaign didn't just expand Prussian territory, it heralded Frederick's arrival on the world stage as a formidable military tactician. But Frederick wasn't just a king on the battlefield, he was a king of the people. He understood the importance of a strong, well-trained military force. He believed that a country's strength lay in its people, and so he prioritized the training and welfare of his soldiers, introducing rigorous drill routines and improving their living conditions. This was a king who led from the front, often sharing the hardships of his men, earning their respect and loyalty. However, his vision extended beyond the military. Frederick sought to modernize Prussia, to bring it up to speed with the progressive nations of the time. He introduced new legal codes, encouraged religious tolerance, and promoted education and the arts. He was, in many ways, a ruler ahead of his time, embodying the ideals of the Enlightenment. Frederick's reign was a period of change and growth for Prussia. It was a time of victories and defeats, of progress and setbacks. Yet throughout it all, Frederick remained steadfast, his resolve unshaken. His innovative methods and military successes began to earn him a reputation across all of Europe. Now firmly established on the throne, Frederick sets his sights on transforming Prussia into a beacon of enlightenment. Frederick the Great was not just a king, he was a visionary. His reign was marked by significant advancements in legal, cultural, and territorial domains, all of which contributed to Prussia's rapid ascension on the global stage. One of Frederick's primary achievements was his sweeping legal reforms. He believed in the rule of law and saw it as a vital tool in establishing a just society. He reformed the judicial system, making it more accessible and efficient. He also introduced the principle of the king is the servant of the state, emphasizing his belief in a government that serves its citizens. But Frederick's vision extended beyond the legal realm. He was a patron of the arts and sciences, nurturing an environment that encouraged intellectual growth and creativity. He surrounded himself with Europe's leading philosophers, writers, and scientists, and their influence was tangible. Prussia, under his reign, became a thriving hub of Enlightenment thought, sparking a cultural revolution that would reverberate throughout Europe. Frederick's reign also saw significant military achievements. The 7 Years' War stands as a testament to his strategic genius. Despite facing a coalition of powerful European nations, Frederick led Prussia to victory, demonstrating not only his military prowess, but also his exceptional leadership. This victory solidified Prussia's position as a formidable military power and significantly boosted its international reputation. Beyond military success, Frederick was a master of statecraft. He expanded Prussian territories through a combination of diplomacy and warfare. His acquisition of Silesia, a wealthy and strategically positioned region, was a game-changer. It increased Prussia's economic strength and strategic leverage, marking a turning point in the nation's history. Frederick's rule was not without controversy. His aggressive expansionist policies and autocratic style of governance were often criticized. Yet it's hard to deny the transformative impact of his reign. He turned a relatively small kingdom into one of Europe's great powers, laying the groundwork for the future German Empire. Frederick the Great was more than just a king. He was a reformer, a patron of the arts, a military genius, and a visionary. His reign marked a period of significant growth and transformation for Prussia, propelling it into the limelight of European politics. His influence extended far beyond the borders of his kingdom, shaping the course of European history. Frederick's reign was a testament to his remarkable vision and determination. Despite facing numerous challenges, he never wavered from his mission to transform Prussia into a beacon of enlightenment. His legacy continues to inspire and reminds us of the power of visionary leadership. Under Frederick's rule, Prussia becomes an undeniable power within Europe. Its influence felt far beyond its borders. Frederick's death in 1786 marks the end of an era, but his legacy is far from forgotten. Not merely a king who sat on a throne, but a true visionary, Frederick the Great's influence extended far beyond his own borders and his own lifetime. His reign was marked by military victories, cultural advancements, and sweeping reforms that established Prussia as a major European power. Frederick's military prowess is well documented. His victories in the 7 Years' War in particular have been etched into the annals of history. But it was not just his ability to command armies that set him apart. Frederick was also a strategic genius. He understood the importance of a strong, disciplined army and a fortified state. His reforms to the Prussian military created a formidable force that would dominate European battlefields long after his death. But Frederick's impact wasn't confined to the military sphere. He was a champion of the Enlightenment, embracing its principles of reason, liberty, and progress. He invited scholars and artists to his court, fostering a flourishing cultural scene. His commitment to education and the arts helped to usher in an era of intellectual and cultural vibrancy in Prussia. Moreover, Frederick's economic policies transformed Prussia into an economic powerhouse. He promoted agriculture, industry, and trade, creating a strong economic base that helped Prussia rise to prominence. But perhaps the most enduring part of Frederick's legacy is his influence on subsequent leaders. His pragmatic approach to governance, his emphasis on military strength and economic stability, and his commitment to Enlightenment ideals have influenced leaders not just in Germany, but across the world. Frederick the Great was not just a king. He was a military genius, a cultural patron, an economic visionary, and a champion of the Enlightenment. His reign transformed Prussia from a relatively obscure kingdom into a major European power. His legacy can still be felt today, in the corridors of power, in the halls of academia, and in the hearts and minds of those who value progress and enlightenment. Frederick the Great, a king who used the Enlightenment principles to transform a kingdom into a powerhouse, forever etched his name in the annals of history. As we look back on Frederick's life and reign, we see a complex figure who left an indelible mark on his country and continent. This Prussian king, with his enlightened ideals and voracious appetite for reform, was instrumental in shaping the modern Germany we know today. His vision of a unified, powerful nation was revolutionary for its time, and he diligently worked towards making it a reality. Frederick's influence extends beyond the borders of his beloved Prussia. His military strategies, innovations in governance, and commitment to education and the arts have echoed throughout European history, inspiring leaders and shaping policies. More than just a king, Frederick was a philosopher, a musician, a patron of the arts, a true Renaissance man. His reign, marked by progress and enlightenment, stands as a beacon of enlightened leadership. Frederick the Great, a testament to the power of enlightened leadership, remains an icon of German history, his legacy alive in the heart of Europe.